The developer Duhndal released a new game on the last day of July 2024, and I've been grinding it non-stop for the past 2 days. It's a pretty great game, only €10, and since I've been grinding it, I want to show you 2 setups for the wheat farms, which might come in handy if you want to optimize and boost the productivity. I have one for beginner level, which doesn't require many levels, and then I have a more professional one where I also have workers and I've got the suppliers. Basic one, mostly only you, a one-man team, and maybe a couple of dealers. Professional one where you work with workers if you want to, of course, and you have the experience for it, and maybe multiple dealers on a bigger scale. So I hope you enjoy. Introducing the beginner wheat farm. We have our computer to the right with the research table. We have dryer racks, and then we have our shelves and our packaging table. But if we look at the farm, it's 2 times 3 boxes. We have 6 of those, which makes up for 36 plants at a max. Then we have 4 heat lamps and 4 sprinklers. The sprinklers aren't necessarily important because you can just water the plants by hand. There's not a lot of them, but they are quite nice. Then we have the dryer racks. You don't need 4 of those, but I didn't know what else to put here. I'd say you could do well with only 2. That would be fine, and you don't need the shelves, of course, but it's quite nice to have some place to store your seeds. So looking closer at the layout, we have our 6 planter boxes for our weed, just placed side by side, but on this angle, so that it's 2 times 3 instead of 3 times 2. This makes so the sprinklers can reach all the way to the middle from both sides for optimizing, as of the lamps, the row light, also can reach all over, as we can see. 100% sunlight at the icon everywhere, and it's quite compact since this is one of the smaller buildings. It's quite nice to still have some space to roam around instead of just being compact with the weed. And as I said, you don't need the sprinklers, but it's quite nice for optimizing and just being able to get the weed, dry it, pack it, and ship it, instead of also having to worry about watering your plants. It just saves a lot of time. If we look at the economics, you can see that after 1 batch, which means like planting all of the beds with weed and then harvesting, drying, and put them on the table, we get 540 grams of weed. We can sell all of this weed for 5,400, but if we think about buying seeds in packs of 10, we have to buy 4 packs to get the whole plots filled. So if we subtract that from our sales, that'll leave us with about 5,000, depending on what type of seeds you use. With the Blue Dream, it'll be about 5,000. With the Silver Haze, it'll be about 10,000. And with the last one, I don't remember the name, the purple one, will be about 20,000. But since this is beginner plots, I'd assume you'd use the Blue Dream seeds to start off with, and then later move on to the green seeds once you've like filled out your research table. And then later on you can get workers, but I recommend using workers on bigger plots because they cost quite a lot. That was it for this farm. Here's the top view of it, so let's move on. The next one we have is a more professional use, and it is a lot bigger. This is the plot for 20,000. And you see we've got a lot of space to work with. I've decided to just fill the main space up with just a lot of boxes. Planters, I keep calling them boxes. I've mainly used the 3x1s and the 3x2s. Then we have more advanced gear as the Grow Light level 3 and the spinning sprinkler, which is the last sprinkler for now, since this game is a beta. We have a lot of boxes. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call them boxes. We have a lot of boxes, and in total there can be 216 seeds or 216 plants, which is quite a lot. And here I'll just recommend using the silver haze seeds or the purple seeds, which I have not unlocked yet. We have the computer to the right, and same as before, we have the research table right next to it. Then I've decided to put 2 shelves, one for seeds and one for boxes with products. Then we have lots of dryer racks and the industrial fan, which is the best fan for now. Here I've also decided to hire workers, which can both restock and plant the seeds, harvest the plants, dry the plants, and put them on the table for me. So the only thing I have to worry about here is just to pack orders and give them to the dealers. I do recommend that hiring dealers, you just have a look out for them, just like Trevor here. Low cuts, under 30%, and a skill level over 90, which is really good. Heath here has a better skill point, but his cut is more than mine, so I wouldn't recommend using him. I started this plot off by just planting seeds and harvesting plants by myself, putting them on the racks, and then put them on the table after they're dried, and just gave it to the dealers. This is more of a grind when you don't have workers, but it was fun. It was really fun. Even though this is nice and almost running by itself, it has cost. The cost of this is pretty high. For the big 2x3 boxes, I have 28 of those, and for the smaller boxes here, I have 16 of those. And as I've said, it makes up for 216 plants at a maximum. Even though if you have workers, you don't harvest all of them, but it looks pretty nice. At the top here, you can see I have 4 grow lights level 3. I have a spinning sprinkler beside each of these. Other than that, I haven't really used many sprinklers. I have 2 garden sprinklers down here with grow light level 2, and the same on the other side. Counting the dryer racks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 dryer racks and 2 industrial fans. If you don't have workers, don't worry, you can just remove this restocker station and the worker lockers. It's the same over here. Here you can maybe put a shelf or something, and over here you can just put 4 more drying shelves. Even though you have 16 dryer shelves, if you remove him, you won't have enough space for all of the plants at once. I'll send a picture here to show you how much of the farm is going onto 16 dry racks. They are missing about a quarter, but that doesn't matter because you're just grinding. So you'll just empty them and then put the rest on top. Extra expenses could be the cannabis packing table, which you don't get when you buy another location. You have to buy it yourself for $1,000. Then I have the 2 shelves and the seeds. Depends on the seeds, I can't include that in the price. The research table and the computer you get for free, of course, or else you wouldn't be able to buy it. So if we just say we don't have the workers with, because they also an expense, but they're not a necessity, we would I have done the math, and not including the workers or the dealers or the lockers or the whiteboard here, we would end up paying about $80,000 for this whole setup, plus seeds. That's a lot of money. It might seem like a lot of money if you're just starting the game, but quickly, if you just grind through it, you'll easily get up here. The hardest part would actually just be to get the skill points, to get the research products, because you see the industrial fan, for example, is all the way down here, while the small grow lights from the beginner level is just 2 clicks away, basically. The same with the boxes, the plants is actually. Also a step down here, But the main problem would be the spinning sprinklers and the industrial fan. You don't need the fan, but it is quite nice, especially if you have workers. I'll put some pictures here to show you how it looks without all the plans, so you can get an easily idea of how to build it if you have the budget for it and if you want to build it like I did. That's it for the more professional farm. That was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any ideas for future videos on this game or any other game that you would like to see, let me know in the comments. Yep. I'm gonna go make noodles.